loss of appetite, excessive salivation and jaw movement, and reduced milk production. Next, you'll want to observe the animals from a distance, noting any clinical signs you see and the number of animals infected. You can then select animals for closer inspection. When handling animals, take care to restrain them appropriately, using a sedative if necessary. Also take care to handle the animals sensitively. The first thing you're going to do is take the animal's temperature. Animals in the first few days of infection are likely to be pyrexic. So grab the thermometer from the table and go to the rear of the animal, grab its tail and lift it gently, and then insert the thermometer into the anus. Wait a few seconds until the thermometer shows a reading. Good. So you can see that this animal has a fever. Be sure to take note of this. Next, we're going to examine the mouth area. Go over to the head of the cow, gently grab its head. In this lesson, we're going to cover the procedure for setting up a biosecurity control point. This is an important measure when conducting FMD investigations, as it will help minimize the risk of spreading the foot and mouth virus. The FMD virus can survive in the environment for several months in the right conditions. It is found in secretions and excretions of infected animals, so a biosecurity control point can ensure that any virus picked up while working on site is not spread away from the site. The principles behind a control point are segregation, cleaning, and disinfecting. The first principle of segregation of a control point means establishing clean and dirty zones. You can see these highlighted now, with the red area representing the dirty zone and the green area the clean zone. It's a good idea to have a checklist of the things you'll need for this procedure. There's a checklist on the table. Pick it up and have a quick look to familiarize yourself with the items you'll be using in this procedure. Okay, we're now ready to start setting up the control point. Go over to the table and grab the blue plastic sheet. Place it on the ground within the clean area. Okay, now we're going to set up all of our cleaning supplies. So next thing you're going to do is grab the buckets, the water, the detergent and the disinfectant. In this lesson, we're going to cover the procedures for taking a range of samples from an animal with a suspected case of FMD. In general, fresh lesions are the best source for sampling live virus, but we'll be taking 4 different sample types: a blood sample, an epithelium sample, a saliva swab, and a vesicular fluid sample. We'll go through each of these samples in turn. The equipment you'll need is located on the table by the side of the yard there. Good. Now grab the syringe. Now walk around to the rear of the animal and insert the needle under the base of the tail to take the blood sample. You can now go back to the table and pull the blood sample tube out of the syringe. Now grab the pen and label the blood sample. Now you can place the tube in the sample container at the end of the table. Okay, now let's move on to sampling vesicular. In this module, you're going to run through a practice scenario of interviewing a landowner who has suspected cases of FMD on their property. When conducting interviews, it is important to remember that an FMD outbreak can be very stressful on landowners. Take time to explain what you're doing and explain any results you have found. You should include open questions in your interviews and take time to listen carefully to responses. Pick up the clipboard and pen on the table. To ask a question, touch the pen to the question written on the clipboard. Once the landowner has finished responding, touch the pen to the orange answer square that appears on the clipboard to write the answer down. How many animals do you have on the property?
We've got 300 head of cattle and about 80 sheep.